that much more people to please. That means you have that much more package to give. You know that a
Mm.
little axe to send from France to Canada, that's not cheap. And he has more than 30,000 people to deliver. So just the post fee is already increasing like tenfold. All the packaging that you have to make from China to deliver, all the basically expense that you have around the book increase tenfold. So yes, he's gonna make more money, but yes, his expense is gonna go through the roof. So that's usually how it goes.
Does he have stretch goals? Because Kickstarter does stretch goals, but this is, was it Kiss Kiss
There are
Bank
no
Bank?
stretch goals. Yeah, I was interested about that as well.
I'm not even sure what a stretch goal is. Can you fill me in on this?
So basically, what you do is you say you have your goal, and you say if we reach this much money, we'll be able to release the product, basically. But then with the stretch goals, you say, okay, for every amount of money beyond that, if we can reach this much,
Mm.
we'll add in this extra feature, and then if we reach this much, we'll also include this. So, for example, I joined the crowdfunding for Nine Souls, which was a Red Candle game, and they just finished, I guess, last week. But if you get a base amount of money, they'll make the game. If you get a certain amount of extra money beyond that, they're going to add hidden bosses. If you get a certain amount beyond that, they'll add alternate endings. And so basically, they say, we need this much money to create the base product. If we want to go above and beyond, we're going to need more funding. So for each
Mm.
goal beyond that, we're going to add
Well,
something.
in this case, I think it'd be hard because this guy, I was saying it before, he's a workaholic. In terms of this guy, whether there would be like 10 people ordering the book or like 20,000, he would deliver a high quality product. As I said, with like 20 different endings, he's making it so, and that's really cool. But that you can't imagine how much work it is. That if you don't read the first book, you can still read the second one and you wouldn't miss some of the story. You would miss Easter eggs and all, but you can read all the books separately. So it's hard to make stretch goal on a book, especially when it's already planned to be very well finished from the start. So apart from adding extra goodies and stuff,
I
I
mean,
don't really know.
you could add something like, say, okay, if we reach a certain stretch goal, we're going to translate this into other languages. Like, so for instance, if we reach this much amount of money, we'll translate it into German and
Yeah,
German and
that's
Spanish. And if we reach this much, we're going to translate to English as well. I mean, you could try something like that. But are there any
mhm.
intentions to translate this? It was the first one ever translated, or you exclusively French?
It's exclusively French, which I was actually wondering if I should translate it myself and send it to him, because
Good
oh,
idea.
honestly, I'd love that if I had time, but that's a problem, time, because this guy works mostly alone. He has a co-author, he has a publisher, for his book, but apart from that, he doesn't have a big team helping him. We asked if he could do an official voiceover of this book. He was like, you have no idea how much time it would take. I can't. I have 7 books to do, and because on top of doing this, he's not a writer, right? His main activity is YouTube and Twitch. So on top of this, every day he's actually streaming or playing like 4 or 5 hours. So this guy's not taking much holidays, to say the least. So it's as long as he doesn't get a team around him to do this kind of stuff, I don't think you'll see that happening. But I'd love to see that happening in English so I could share it with you guys
I mean, that would
because it's
be a good
fantastic.
stretch goal, right? Saying if we can reach this amount of
That
money,
would.
I can hire a second person to do translating. That I've seen people do that before, where they're like, "Oh, if we, for example, they'll say if, you know, if we reach a certain amount of money, we'll actually hire somebody to do the music as opposed to doing our little amateur stuff ourselves." Could you
Mhm.
possibly contact him and be like, "Hey, would you be cool with me starting another one of these funding things for me to
Mhm.
translate your work into English?"
I'd love to, but that's the problem with. Just a reminder, he's a YouTuber which is quite successful for France. He has 2 million people following him. How do you contact a guy like this?
Through the
Like
DM.
he must
Blind
receive
luck.
like blind luck. Yeah, exactly. He must receive hundreds of mail every day. How does he know that this guy is not like a 13 years old fan who say something and just doesn't.
You can come and watch Middle Age Gaming and see. There's Antoine.
That's right.
Bob, come and watch us. You're most welcome on our show.
Oh, I was thinking like we should contact him and have you do an interview with him as a
Oh my
follow-up to
God.
this episode.
So first of all, I'd love that, but again, he's famous and he has many more famous YouTuber, like interviewing him already. He has interviews every 3 or 6 months, so it's okay. You can. That was my son. And so yeah, I'd love that, of course. That'd be like a dream. I really love the guy, but just reaching him, I don't see how it would work. So Bob, if you are watching us by any chance, contact us at Middle Age Gaming. We'll be more
2020 at
than happy.
gmail.com.
Here you go. We'll be more than happy to work with you, and we'll be more than happy to translate this. And you won't see me on the podcast for the next year or so, but but yes, I'd be happy to go on a project like this.
Any other thoughts, Adam?
No, I just kind of feel like I'm missing out because my French is non-existent. So
Just like me.
yeah,
And I'm very sorry, but you are missing out. It's so cool. And there are some characters that you will find in some paths and some that you won't see in other. So you really have to, read most of the stories if you want to meet lots of colorful characters. The Pyro Barbarian here. This guy, Bob Lennon, was mostly famous. He started playing mostly Minecraft, which is how he started. And after Skyrim, he made more than 700 characters of Skyrim. This guy comes directly from his Skyrim series.
Nice.
And you have some little reference. For instance, have you both of you guys play Skyrim
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
or Oblivion or any Elder Scroll? Did you ever read? You can collect a lot of books. Did you ever read the Tale of the Argonian Maid?
I read all of them.
So that would be no for me because I don't read stuff in games.
You may have a lizard lady as a maid, and
It's smut. It's pretty great.
it's so full of reference. Like if you're a gamer, if you have a good like a video game knowledge, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. So yeah, if anyone wants to contact Bug for me to see if he wants me to translate that, I'd be happy to. Otherwise, I have no clue how to contact him.
Oh yeah, Antoine, I was gonna ask you, can you send me his like YouTube and social media, whatever you can find?
Of Bob Lennon?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure he's
Brian's
not lacking of
Find this
subscriber.
guy.
That's okay.
I'm gonna tag him on
Gonna hunt
Twitter,
him down.
tag him on Facebook. I'm gonna say
Of course, it's very easy. He's very famous. You just go on YouTube, you type Bob Lennon and not John, not Bob. It's Bob, and that's it. I think its Twitter would be at King Lennon, Roi Lennon. That was his first.
Send me the links, and then yeah, today's episode will be up today because I am still kind of busy, but not that busy anymore. But so Antoine, like this book, as far as it goes in difficulty in French, are we talking like high school students are okay to read this, or university students, or like could your son read this book and he'd be okay?
Yeah, but my son, goes to French school, so at least. You would have a head start from someone who doesn't know French at all. It's not that complicated, but again, there's a lot of reference. So even with a dictionary next to you, that could be complex. It's not Harry Potter, right? It's not like you're reading Harry Potter in French, but it's not that easy either.
So I mean, like you'd say for like so like somebody who's already studying French or speaks French.
Oh yeah, that would be fine. So as long as you're not a complete beginner, that's fine.
So like as 10 years old and up would be okay.
Yeah, like if my son was actually interested into it, I'm sure he could read it.
Okay. Another question as well was like one of the things with Kickstarter, I don't know if Adam has this issue. I think I talked about this before. Is with the world and supply chain issues and stuff, delivery for Kickstarter stuff, it takes time. Like you kickstarted the first book, right? How long did it take to get it?
That was a very special case because this guy, it was the first time he was doing a book. So more than the book, the problem came from the goodies because you have to get reliable suppliers, and some of the goodies he ordered from some Chinese company never arrived, or he had lots of issues. But once it was all done, it was shipped. And oh, do you remember? Do you all in English? Could you call it the Suez Canal?
Yes.
Remember the boat which glitch in the middle of the canal?
The Taiwanese boat.
My
The
wife's old company.
books and goodies were inside, right? So he's planning it ahead. Like for instance, here he's doing the Kickstarter now. It was the same last time. He The Kickstarter is about early summer, and he's planning delivery the following either end of winter, beginning of spring. So March, April, something like this. And if if it cannot come because of XYZ, a bloody boat which block a canal or something, he's gonna tell you, right? That's what people who do kickstarts tells people, because you're giving money to them, so they have to keep you constantly updated. You will get an update. But yeah, I waited long. But it was worth it. It really was worth it.
So emphasis right on not everybody tells you. So right, you could kickstart something and nobody will communicate with you. We are Adam and I are not in the EU, and neither are you. Can you contribute outside of the EU to this Kickstarter? Like how do you contribute without a French credit card or Swiss credit card?
I have my very Canadian credit card, and it works perfectly because we are not barbarian. This is the we are in 2022. Any kind of credit card works.
No, because like some Kickstarters, they'll say, okay, we don't ship to Asia, or we don't ship to blah 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 countries. Like there's a list of countries that they won't ship to. That's what I was asking.
Possibly. That I don't know. It's just like he has a publisher who is used to do that, and it just changes shipping cost. I don't really think, apart from like maybe dangerous countries or something, he doesn't have and most of his people, like his listeners, are French. So apart from France, Switzerland, Belgium, Canada, and maybe some expat, even expat would get their book. So I'm not worried about that. It's just
Okay.
like more post fee.
Sure. Another big thing with Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, or that style of website, is people sometimes support this because like, okay, instead of paying $30 or 30 euros, I'm getting this at a discount of 20 euros, right? So is this at a discounted price from what the retail price is?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't want to say something wrong, because here when you contribute on the Kiss Kiss Bank Bank, you contribute to goodies. When you go to the library, you just buy the book by itself. So it's kind of hard to compare, to be honest.
Oh, so at the base level, because I was looking at this, at the base level, it's not just the book.
I never buy just the buses, just the base level. So
Yeah, base level here is 20 euros, and it's the book, and you get your
So
your
you
combat
can get
card,
just the
and
book. Okay.
it looks like it looks like you get like 3 postcards or something.
So that kind of makes sense. So it's still like, what is the standard book prices are like, what, $30, something like that. So it's about I guess you are paying like €1, a slightly more expensive version, kind of.
Is this hardback?
It looks like it. It's actually
I
20
mean,
euros for a hard copy version of a
what
book.
do you call that?
Softback, okay. Do they have a hardback version?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Look at if you go down, the grimoire that
This
I was
one
talking
here,
about.
the red one?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
grimoire. That's the
Oh, that is the
posh,
hardcover book.
the posh version of it.
So it
okay.
is soft cover, and it is decently sized, probably good quality paper. So 20 euros is not bad, but that's not including shipping, right?
No, it includes everything.
Includes
Shipping is part of his cost. So.
Okay. So one of the reasons I was thinking, as Adam was asking about stretch goals as well, is the legality for Kickstarter and Kiss Kiss Bank Bank would be different in the countries, because promising stretch goals would be a legal requirement in the EU, but in the Americas it would not be. So I think that's why in Kiss Kiss Bank Bank there probably no stretch goals, but in Kickstarter you can offer stretch goals. It will also be something with the contracts as well, because you have to sign a contract with Kickstarter or with KissKissBankBank. So it kind of makes sense now that I
Oh,
think about it.
and I didn't talk about that, but are you guys familiar with Displate?
Yes, yeah. You've talked about Display before on the show. Yeah,
This here,
yeah.
this little metallic plate. Of course, this is massively. If you know Skyrim, you know there's a lot of lore about the gods and all. In this book, there's a lot of lore about the gods and all. His own, of course, not the Skyrim one. And his sister is actually an artist, and it's not his sister actually. His sister made this kind of drawings that you can see on the books, but he has a professional artist who made some not lithography, but some very nice representation of the gods that you can find on Display. So if you go Boblin on Display, you have the 10 or 12 gods, and it's really, really good. And
Nice.
if Display wasn't so expensive to ship to Canada, I would have a lot of them. Bloody
That's
hell,
strange.
Display.
Isn't displayed in the US though?
No, it's Polish.
Ah,
So it comes to Poland. So the actual Display is not fine. It's not that expensive, but you know it's the price of the product. But when it reaches the border, I have shipping fee, which is nearly the same price of the product. So I have to buy it twice if I want it. So it doesn't make sense at some point.
there's no alternative to displays for US Canadian people.
Not that not that I have seen. My speech is blurred and I haven't drunk yet. I need a beer.
Very nice. Okay, so middle-aged gamers, if you are interested, regardless of your language, this is a really cool option. Again, do your research. As Antoine said, 13,694 contributions, 11 days left, so you still have time if you want to think about it. If you're like me, I usually write the last date of the Kickstarter on my calendar, and then my goal will say, hey, this thing's ending. Do you want to put your money down? So you can do that as well. 1,243,955 euros committed. This guy, again, when you're looking at this sort of stuff, you can evaluate, have they produced something like this before? And you've seen Antoine's book in his house. So, this guy has a history of a successful Kickstarter, which is something to consider. So it could be something if you are interested, right? If you are from the Central African Republic and you speak French, or, there are lots of countries in the world who are ex-French colonies. This might be a good option for you. Yeah, I know a few people here in Taiwan who speak French, funnily enough. So yeah, keep it in mind. And guys, before we end off today's show, what's happening this week for you, gaming, non-gaming?
Antoine?
Antoine, yes, Antoine is ace. He has to go first. But no, it should be Adam because that would be alphabetical. God damn it, I didn't think about that. Yes. Okay, Antoine, and then we'll start alphabetical order next week.
It's gonna be boring because I have said it already. I just want to finish to platinum my Tales of Arise. So I'm just gonna be on this for the next 2 weeks. So nothing more than that. And again, as I said, I'm gonna very likely try the Little Witch in the Woods to see how good it is and if it's nice. And if it's nice, I'm definitely gonna talk about it next time.
That's good. Adam?
I will probably. Obviously, I'll be streaming. It'll be Friday here. It'll be Thursday morning, Thursday evening in US. But I'm debating whether I want to stream Final Fantasy 14 or Apex. It'll probably be Apex. It'll be one of those two. But also tomorrow, roughly the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern US time and 9 a.m. Taiwan time, I'm going to be doing the live stream of the Clubhouse. So if you guys want to join me for that, you can get all the information on Facebook.
Yes, I did see that as well. So it popped up on my Facebook feed. I was like, sweet. For me, I will be playing Cozy Grove today, and on Saturday, Adam and I will be streaming, unless Adam's already finished the last mission of Sniper Elite 5.
I can finish it if you want me to and you want to try something new, I can do that.
I think I just wrote it down on my list. I'm like, last week Saturday, I said research a list of cross-play games that we can play, but I have not done that, so I will look into that today.
Okay, so we can finish off Sniper Elite then.
Did you see that Eric mentioned that not a lot of the
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones,
digital board game.
Yeah,
yes,
it was free on Epic, and so I downloaded it. We'll very likely try to see what it looks like, and if we can, play it. I don't know if you guys can play the same in the same time as Eric and me. Maybe we can board Phil because he's usually he's sleeping when you guys are not. So, and
We're all morning
contrary,
people.
yeah, exactly. So maybe it will be more in his hours. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm like I said online. Like I told these guys, I hate Game of Thrones with a passion. But I'll give it a try though for sure. Yeah, so that'll be Sniper Elite Saturday, and then after that, Adam and I will figure out. I think we'll probably end up playing Apex Legends, and I will follow in Adam's coattails as he kills people.
As he gets killed.
So we'll be streaming Apex Legends on the weekend at some point in the future. And then, yeah, that's it for me. Just to remind you guys, we mentioned sales. If you want to take advantage of those, they'll be going on. I think the Switch and the Steam sale will be going on until next week. So the end of next week will be the last day if you want to pick up some games for summer. If you're on school vacation or work vacation, on sabbatical, whatever holiday you're on, it might be a good time to take advantage of that. I also want to mention, Adam mentioned his Clubhouse. Please join that. Otherwise, beyond that, try check out our backlog of episodes. Please subscribe to YouTube. Hit those notification bells as well. We're very low key, very relaxed. You should definitely, guys, be watching Adam's stream. At some point, Antoine's job will become very easy, and he'll be back to streaming again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe not. Looking at Antoine's expression right there. Subscribe to our socials, right? So you'll usually see Adam and I have a conversation once a week or twice a week on Twitter as well. If you want to join in, we'd love to have that. We're still, our distribution's gotten a lot better on the podcast, and we're going to be trying to do cross-promotional podcasts. You might hear Adam or Antoine on other podcasts. Keep an eye out for that as well. If you'd like to guest host, or if you know, what is this guy's name again? If you know Bob Lennon, I think that is not a French name, right? That's not his real name.
No, of course it's not.
Oh, okay. That's so strange because in Kickstarter you have to use your legal name.
Maybe he's using he has a company name, so maybe he's using Bob Lennon Limited or something like this.
Okay, so yes, if you know Bob Lennon or you know anybody famous that you'd like us to interview or get in contact with, I'd love suggestions for that as well. If you want to come and hang, come to the Discord, right? We have a Discord available. It's usually, Adam's always wonderful. He's spreading it out on the YouTube channel and the overlays, in the stream as well, of course. So come in, chat. I'm logged into Discord 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for my other job. So I'm always available. You can message me and I'll get a notification. I'll come and say hi to you. Otherwise, that is it from us. And then next week, we'll be back with another crowd-funded game. Again, not financial advice on what you should do with your money, but something to sort of spark your interest. And guys, thanks again for being here in the morning. And it's wonderful as always. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Can't find the closing thing. Bye.